All right, so we're wrapping up this WordPress introductory video series. And I think we're going to kind of finish off with this one if possible, because the last thing that I need to show you is how to increase the functionality of your WordPress site through plugins. So, as I mentioned in the previous video, you have like a lot of cool stuff that you can use with your WordPress site. For example, you have like sidebars and you have widgets that you can add to your sidebars. However, like I said, there are many things that people tend to do with their WordPress sites. So you can have a site that has like a Google search on it, or you can have a site that has like Google Maps, or you can have like SoundCloud music or video streaming. So you can do whatever you want to as long as you have the functionality. But with the default WordPress installation, it is slightly limited for the overall functionality of your site. So in order to increase functionality, what you might need to do is you will need to install some plugins. So, what we'll do is we'll go to like Appearance, and you'll see like plugins down here. I want you to go ahead and click on Install Plugins, and this will show you the plugins the outdated plugins that you have installed on your site right now. So by default, I think you only have Akim set or maybe Hello Dolly installed. And this one you can kind of get rid of because it does absolutely nothing. But yeah, these are the plugins that you have installed on your site right now. Now, a quick word about plugins is plugins are basically little software packages that are designed to allow additional functionality on your site. And plugins are a very powerful thing for you to use. But I have to warn you that the more plugins you install on your site, well, the slower your site is going to run. So you're going to want to be careful with the type of plugin that you install and the number of plugins that you install. So, if possible, try to only install the plugins that you actually need on your site. So, for example, this Akin set is a good one to keep because, well, it will help you protect against spam. This contact form, everybody needs a contact form on their WordPress blog because you can set this up to where people don't have to like directly email you through Gmail, and they can just contact you here if they have a problem or a question or they want to buy something. So you're definitely going to want to keep that one. But this Hello Dolly, nobody ever uses this. It's just kind of like a gag plugin just to have something there. So we're going to, it's already deactivated, but this is still taking up space on my server, and it's still going to slow down my WordPress site. So I'm going to delete this one, right? And sorry for that, somebody is emailing me. All right, so I'm going to delete Hello Dolly. Now, like I said, I don't really want to get too deep into the workings of WordPress, and especially not plugins, because there are millions of these things out there. But I am going to show you like some of the plugins that you might want to install on your site, and I might include a list of them in the description below this video later. But if you want to add additional functionality to your site, then you're going to want to add plugins. So to add a new plugin is very easy. You can just go to Add New, and this will take you to the, well, plugins that are available. Now, I on my website I have like stuff like Jetpack installed. I have like BuddyPress installed. And the cool thing about these plugins is that each plugin actually tells you exactly what it does and which ones. It also tells you how many people have installed this, which is a good indicator of how good the plugin is. So if you see a plugin that has like only 2 stars or like maybe 5 people have downloaded, you're probably going to want to stay away from that one unless it's like brand new and just released that day. Um, and it'll also tell you like when the plugin was updated, which is also very important. As well as it'll give you the compatibility with your version of WordPress. So you kind of want to stay away from plugins that have not been updated for a long time. And you're also going to want to try to find plugins that are compatible with your current version of WordPress because WordPress gets updated all the time. And if you have a plugin that's like from 5 updates ago, there's no guarantee that it will work on your site, or worst case scenario, it could possibly break your site. which is what you don't want. So, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of like look for a cute little video plugin. So, video sidebar widget. So I'm going to look for video sidebar widget. I'm like, okay, I want a widget that will allow me to upload or to display YouTube videos without too much hang, right? So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to bring this up. And what I can do here, before I click install now, I can go to more details. And this will give me a description of the widget. It will also tell me how to install it. And we have FAQs, change logs, what has been updated with each change of this widget, and also reviews. So you can like find some reviews. This one actually doesn't have too many, but this is a test site, so I don't care. So you can check to see what other people are saying about this widget. And if I'm satisfied with it, then I can just click install now. And this widget will be in, and this this plugin will be installed to my site. Are you installed? Yeah. Okay, so when you click installing, it'll say installing. Now, it's only installed at the moment. I have not activated anything yet. So, if I, now, one way to test your site, if your site is having problems, one way to test is to actually deactivate all of your plugins, because there's a high possibility that one of your plugins is what's causing your site to either break or run very slowly or have other problems. So that is one of your first troubleshooting techniques, is to deactivate all of your plugins that you don't need and then reactivate them one by one. So what I'm going to do is, after I've installed a plugin, what I tend to do is I tend to go to my testing or my live site, and I do a quick refresh to make sure that everything is still working. All right, he's still alive. Then I'll go back and I will actually activate this plugin. All right, so it says plugin activated, and it automatically takes me back to my plugins page to show me which ones I have actually installed. And here it is, video sidebar widgets. All right. So after I have activated the plugin, I also go back here and I test again to make sure that this plugin did not break my site, which rarely happens as long as you run through the checklist that I gave you earlier. But this is a good way to make sure that you're not installing something that's going to break your site automatically. So my site is safe. So I'll go back to video sidebar widgets. And cool. Now some widgets, some plugins, I keep on saying widgets instead of plugins. Some plugins do have settings that you can kind of configure right here. This particular one doesn't, but you'll want to keep an eye out for something that says settings here, or something that says settings here that you can configure. This particular plugin doesn't have any settings, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and connect this via widgets. So we'll go back to appearance, and we will go to widgets. Because right now, I've installed something. I've installed a plugin, but on my site, you don't see anything that says plugin, right? There's nothing on my page. It's not anywhere, right? So that's because we haven't connected it to a widget yet. So a lot of your plugins will be activated through widgets in your sidebar or on your actual page through like some code by shortcode, which we might talk about in a different video. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look for that new plugin that I installed called Video Sidebar Widget, which is right here. I'm going to click this and I'm going to drag it right here. And then I'm going to give this widget a name. YouTube video. And then I'm going to select my video source. And I need to also find the video. So I'll type in Dragon Ball Super videos. And I should go to video. I'm just going to pick any random video. So if I have my own content, then I'm going to want to link a lot of videos to my own content on my website so that people can view it. Okay, yeah, I don't really feel like hearing this dude talk, so bye. All right, I just want your video. I don't want your voice. Uh, and so I'm going to go here, and I'm going to put the video ID. Then I can choose the width. So I can like choose from like 290 and like 215 if I'm not sure. I could choose the caption if I want to, but I'll just leave it here. Alright, so my video sidebar widget has been installed, and don't worry about the size of this right now. What I'm mainly interested in is the size that it's going to display on my page. So, because we don't have the sidebar here anymore, because this is full screen, I will go to my blogger page, and then I shall do a little bit of a refresh here. Refresh. And I now have this YouTube video here, which is not playing for some reason, because this video kind of sucks. Now, I took it from the wrong source. So if you're going to take a YouTube video, it's better to just go ahead and copy this full link here. And so let me see if I can fix that very quickly. Huh. Okay, that does look like it was the correct video. Oh, HTTPS, come on, could be the problem. But I'm kind of too lazy to troubleshoot that stuff. Let's see if this one works. No. And any changes that I make to a widget, it's easy to test. I just have to kind of refresh the page. Okay, yeah, I don't think this is one working, but you get the general idea of how to add a video to your widgets by and also how to update plugins. So remember, some of your plugins will be can be activated by adding them to widgets that you can put in sidebars or on your page. Other plugins, however, actually assist with the speed and performance of your website. So you have plugins that are designed to block spam. You have plugins that are designed to speed up your website. You have plugins that are designed to check overall performance of other plugins. So you're going to want to play around with this plugin section quite a bit to find stuff that works to help optimize your site. For example, another good plugin to install, one that everybody should have installed, especially if you're displaying your own artwork, your own original artwork, or your own original photographs, is this one. So we're going to install one more plugin so that you'll get a refresher of how to do this. So I'm going to type in Smush. Smush. All right. So I'm going to install Smush it, or Image Smush. And what this does is this plugin actually compresses not video files, image files. So a lot of image files are very, very large. So what this does is this shrinks them down to where they're more manageable and they load quicker on your website. So I'm going to activate this one because I already know what it does. Now, this is a plugin that you basically will not see on the front end of your website, right? So you cannot really drag this into a widget, and basically there's nothing for this plugin to do that users will be able to see or interact with. This plugin the main functionality is to deal with stuff in the background of compressing images like this to where they load faster. So there are hundreds of plugins like that. So I've added my Smush, and I haven't smushed anything yet. But this plugin, if you'll notice, the settings, it's already gone to my media set, and the settings for this are actually here. So they're not under the plugins menu; they're actually on the under the dashboard directly. So you're going to want to try to pay attention to where the settings for each of your plugins appears. Now, what we're going to do for this is we're going to kind of recheck all the images on our site, which, we don't really have too many of them. Um, and so there's nothing to save. Uh, let's see. Do I have anything? Okay, I'm going to add another image, and I'll show you how this works. So I'm going to go to Media Library, and I'm going to go to Add New. And I'm going to look for a file to upload. See, I don't think I've added this one yet. So before I upload this file, I'm going to show you how big it is. So this file is actually 676 kilobytes. So I'm going to choose this. All right, so as soon as I start uploading this file, which should be done in a little bit. This is the Smush It plugin, right? So when it says crunching, that means that Smush It has just basically compressed this file. So let me go back to my library. Right, this one. Okay. So we're going to look at the metadata for this, and so it was 600 and like 76 or something like that. And this Smush It just reduced it by 6.1%, which really isn't that much, but it's better than like being full 670 kilobytes, right? So basically, it shrunk this down, and so that means that this image will load faster on my website. So when it comes to plugins, like I said, they're a very, very broad topic, and there are hundreds of them to go through. So the best way to figure out which plugin will work for your site and which ones you will need for your site is to just kind of go on Google search, go online, see what everyone else is using, see what the keep track of the more popular plugins that people are using their site, and find out why they are using them. And this will definitely help to kind of speed your site up and optimize it. So I think that's pretty much it for this video series. So we've covered how to build a page, how to update blog posts, how to add pages, navigation, how to add widgets and additional functionality to your site. So that's basically all that you need to know to get started in order for you to start kind of building pages that kind of look like this one. So this is my Creative Media Vault site, and like I said, it's kind of dedicated to people to showcasing my own work, but also helping people who are interested in learning creative design or interested in displaying their own works, their original works, and getting their stuff out there. So you can do anything with a WordPress site. You can do stuff like create your own artwork, sell your own music, showcase, create online courses. My point is, with WordPress, if you have your own site, the possibilities are limitless to what you can do, and this provides you with many different ways that you can just advertise and promote yourself, or even make money. So I highly recommend that you go through these videos and start kind of playing around with building your own site if you haven't done so already. And then once you've decided on what the topic and the theme of your site is going to be, just go nuts playing around with all of the stuff that you've kind of viewed in these videos today. And if you have any questions, drop me a line and let me know. Or you can go to my website and just click on my contact form to send me a direct contact, and I'll get back to you. So that's it for this video series. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, drop me a line, and we will be moving on to finally creative design. All right, so I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you very much, and I will catch you later. Bye.